This is Joshua Hart here for Seconds Out. Delighted today to be joined by Archie Sharp here over Zoom. Archie, really appreciate your time this morning. And how's everything?
Yeah, no, good man. Thank you, mate. I appreciate your time. Thanks for having me on.
It's all good, mate. All the better for speaking to you, especially ahead of such a big fight for yourself. Just over 3 weeks to go now until you step into the ring against Maxi Hughes, May 23rd at the Doncaster Stadium. Behind enemy lines, but I'm sure that's not putting you off. How excited are you for this fight?
Yeah, no, definitely looking forward to going to the Lions Den. So yeah, no, I'm looking forward to it. 3 weeks, I wish it was a bit sooner. I'm really excited for this. It's a great fight. It's a fight that I know I can win and look good doing so. So yeah, hopefully not too long now.
In a fight that came around, I guess you could say a perfect time. You were scheduled to face Liam Dillon in Bournemouth on March 1st. An injury, I believe, ruled you out of that night, and then just a few days after that show, it was announced you'd be taking on Maxi Hughes. Do you feel it was one of those scenarios where there was a reason behind it, and maybe why you wanted to fight March 1st, there's a bigger prize this time at the end of this fight?
Yeah, exactly that. Like a lot of people know that I'm a big believer of everything happens for a reason, trust in the process, timing. I'm a big believer of that, and the Dylan fight was obviously offered to me. It wasn't a fight that I was jumping with joy with, to be honest with you. But unfortunately, but look, we took the fight and thought we'd get out of the way. We'd do what we got to do, and then we kick on. It was a good show, good event down at Bournemouth. Um, but yeah, I fell ill, and I was ill for so long, I just couldn't shift it, and then which obviously meant I was out of the gym, so there was no way I could get myself in any sort of shape to fight. So yeah, so unfortunately I had to pull out the fight, and then within days, there was talking the Maxi Hughes fight for the end of May, which obviously gave me plenty of time. Because it was back in the end of February when I kind of had to pull the fight to give me loads of time to get ready for Maxi, and it's a bigger fight. It's more of a fight that interests me and a fight that I need.
Absolutely. In an interview yesterday, Maxi Hughes was asked three things that he's better than Archie Sharp at. The three things that he said was boxing, boxing, and boxing. How do you respond to that, looking at
Oh,
him?
that's good answers, because when they asked me that, I thought I had to go into depth, so he come back there well. But look, let's just see. The time we've got 3 weeks. What I believe I'm better than him at. Obviously, I've got to show that on the night. Listen, he's a great fighter. I'm a fan of Maxi. I've been a fan of Maxi, especially over the last few years with his great wins that he's been on a uh, great run. But now I'll just believe it's my time, and I'll show that, and I'll end that little run of his. And yeah, we'll go from there. But look, there's loads of things I feel like I do better. And I've just got to showcase it now on May 23rd. But he is a great fighter, and I just need these fights to bring the best out of the Sharp out, and it's just as simple as that.
And the stakes were already pretty high for this fight, but they're even higher now with the WBC Silver title on the line. Win this fight and you become mandatory for the world title. While there's already, I'm sure there's plenty of fire in your belly going into this. How much more is there now knowing that this is on the line and it will put you right in the firing line for a world title shot?
Well, it just goes back to me saying about the timing. Everything happens for a reason. 130, I overstayed it. My name with Shakur Stevenson has been back and forth for a very long time at 130. Then he come to 135, and then all of a sudden the WBC Silver's been put on the line. And who's a champion at WBC? Who's a WBC champion? Shakur Stevenson. So here we go. I'll go and beat Maxi Hughes, and then we just pick up from where we left off with me and Shakur, and then yeah, we deal with that.
What have you made of Shakur's last fight against Josh Padley? While not the ideal scenario to find himself in, still a dominant display. Were you impressed by Shakur or anything that night?
Look, Shakur's a great fighter. He is one of the elite fighters, but I just don't feel like the reason why I was calling for Shakur for so long and trying to push the fights for so much because I don't believe they were saying about him being the next Mayweather. I just don't believe he's that good. And there's things there that I believe I can kind of um that I can beat. There's things that I've seen there that I feel like I can kind of do well, better than him. But yeah, he's a great fighter, and the Padley fight. It is what it is. Look, Shakur probably took it a bit lightly, thinking he's got someone who's just come off a building site to have a fight. So I'll just kind of do what I've got to do But Padley definitely showed us the heart that he's got. He caught Shakur a lot. Um, and yeah, it is what it is. You know, it's one of them fights. It is what it is. He's turned up there unfit, done well for himself. And Shakur probably overlooked him. But he got the job done. He got the job done. Look, there's me talking like as if he had a close fight. He didn't, you know. He got the job done, but he just for someone who's supposed to be the elite of the elite, with someone just come off a box off a building site, you know, it's one of them ones.
Absolutely. Just back on the Maxi Hughes fight. How, if I was asking you for a prediction on how this fight goes between you and Maxi, how's it
Yeah,
go?
I just think it's going to be a boxing. It's going to be this is where boxing's at its best in the sense of boxing IQs, hit and not get hit. This is what boxing's all about, you know. The art, the pure art of the sport. But I just feel like I'll do it better than Maxi. Like it's just as simple as that. Like, I feel like I'll do that a bit better than Maxi. And what an opponent to showcase it against because he's good at it. You know, he is good at what he's good at hit and not get hit, and he's very good at it. And he controls everything at his own pace. So for me to go to his hometown, beat him and take him out of that, I feel like it puts me on the map and it tells everyone why I believe and deserve to be at the world level that I've been saying for this many years.
Are you thinking just a bit of a boxing masterclass from you on May 23rd?
Yeah, I just feel like it's just going to be the better of the boxing IQs, you know, and I'm going to showcase that. I'll beat some elite fighters in the amateurs who've gone and done Olympics and doing big things in the pros now. And to do that, you need boxing skills, and I just haven't really showcased that. I haven't really I had the opponent to kind of do that with, but Maxi is an elite level fighter to do that with. So yeah, that's what I believe. I believe I beat him by being just too clever.
Absolutely. Well, we look forward to May 23rd. Just before I let you go, Archie, I do want to pick your brains on what we saw at the weekend. We saw Chris Eubank Jr. and Conor Benn settle a 2.5 year rivalry that they've been building between themselves. First of all, just looking at the fight itself, we saw a much better fight than I believe most expected. Did you expect the fight to be as back and forth and tough as physically demanding as what it was?
No, no, definitely not. I didn't think it would go that way. Like I said, everyone, the fans, and all of us, we all got what we paid for. You know, it was brilliant, more than money value. So, value of money, should I say? So, yeah, it was a great, it was good, great event. But yeah, it is what it is. You know, that is what it is. Their dads obviously sell it all up. They've obviously gone and earned themselves a load of money. So fair play to them. They sold out Tottenham. Serious numbers on the pay per view, so he's obviously done something right. But when you talk about pure quality, then obviously you're talking. It's not no Canelo Alvarez or them sort of elite fighter level ability, but no, it's definitely a great fight, great entertaining fight to watch, and a great show.
Do you believe the right man got his hand raised on the night? Do you believe Eubank was the deserved winner?
Yeah, yeah, I believe Eubank was the winner. Yeah, there's a couple of people saying about the other way, but no, I thought it was one of them fights where it was so close, and the scorecards probably don't like. Obviously, I had it by 3-4 rounds myself, um, and they probably don't justify it. But what it is that it was a very very close fight and a very competitive fight, but there was a clear winner on the rounds. I thought. Do you know what I mean? That's why it was 4 rounds to Eubank.
Absolutely. Do you believe that the rehydration clause and Eubank having to get that? I know he's a natural 160 fighter and has been there for the last 5 fights, but the weight cut has never been easy for him at 160. Do you believe that came into play on the night? And maybe,
Massively, massively. Yeah, I don't think he's the one. I think he needs to go up a weight. Massively, he needs to go up a weight. I think the rehydration course next day was tight for him. That definitely didn't do him any favors. But yeah, if I don't think I'd want to see the rematch. I think they've done what they need to do. Um, and yeah, if he does fight again, Eubank, then I feel like he has to go up a weight.
what were your thoughts when you first read it? There was a rehydration clause. Obviously, we know that the IBF have that as a standard mandatory procedure for them, but a non-title fight, were you a bit annoyed about the rehydration clause?
Look, it is what it is. They're just trying to get as many points as they can. Obviously, the Ben side, they knew that if they let him blow up too much, then it'd probably been more one-way traffic for them, for the Eubank team. So they have to try and play mind games and keep him down as low as they can, for as long as they can, you know. So that's what they. It's just tactics. But yeah, I don't think it was right. I don't think it should have been. I don't think that should have happened. Conor Benn's one who keeps calling him and wanting to go up a weight, so therefore he should just let it be normal, you know.
Looking at some of the, well, actually, no, before we look at some of the comments post-fight, were you shocked to see Chris Eubank Sr. pull up at the 11th hour, or do you feel that was always bound to happen?
No, I was generally shocked, you know, generally shocked. And what a moment! Like, give me goosebumps, you know, give me chills. Like, I thought that is brilliant. Like, that is brilliant. So, no, it was good. It was good to see. And I suppose I listened to a few interviews just before, a few days before the fights, and them saying he's a disgrace and all that. Like, you don't know, you just don't know what's going on behind closed doors. And I generally thought that was true, what he was saying. And it ain't. Listen, I've got kids myself, you know, and you never want to be in that position with your son, with your kids. So no, it was good to see him in the corner all together, and it made the night. I think it really made the night.
In the post-fight aftermath, Eubank Sr. said that Matchroom need to take Conor Benn back down to 147. So they're saying keeping him up and trying to put him in this fights with Chris Eubank Jr. is destroying his career. Do you agree with that statement?
Look, I feel like mate, he's gonna earn a bucket load of money.
Mm.
So, and he's sorted himself out lovely for his family, for his wife, his kids. So fair play to him. You know, you can't ever take that away from him. He could retire today, but I feel like he should go down 147. I think or whatever weight you want. I don't think he should be campaigning at 160 with them big lads. I don't think he's there wasn't put it this way, there wasn't many jabs being thrown and actual boxing skills, you know. So like going up to them big elite levels, big fighters, I don't think that's a good idea. I feel like dropping back down. I see they're talking about him and Garcia. He's trying to call out Ryan Garcia. What is that? 147.
That'll be at 147, yes.
147. Well, there you go. I think they're the sort of fights he wants to be looking at moving forward.
For Eubank Jr., what would you like to see him do next? There's been talks of Canelo, there's been talks of Billy Joe Saunders. Which one would you like to see?
Um, I don't think he should fight Canelo.
Hmm.
Don't think he should fight. That's the one way travel. Because even though I felt like Eubank was the winner, like the clear winner against Ben, I still was watching it thinking he could get knocked out here at any point. And if you've got a Canelo in front of you, it's a different ball game. So I don't think that would be good for him. Be interesting if Billy Joe does come back. If they can get it on, that'd be interesting. I'd probably rather see the Billy Joe fight.
How do you think a fight would go between Junior and Billy Joe?
It all depends on what Billy Joe's got left because Billy Joe is talent wise unbelievable.
Hmm.
Talent wise, got all the skills and attributes in the world. You know, he's phenomenal. But it just depends on what he's been up to, and how he can get himself back into shape. But I'm sure listen, he'll always have the skills and the ability to beat Eubank. It's just obviously it's the camps. You know, that's what takes it out of you. It's the training camps.
Absolutely. Just looking at some of the post-fight comments, even Eddie Hearn seemed that he wasn't too fussed about a rematch and said, they need to think very carefully about going back to 147. But at the same time, did say that Saturday night proved that Conor Benn is a world-class fighter. Do you believe that even in defeat, Conor Benn is still world-class?
World class. You're talking. There wasn't much skill set there, in my opinion, watching the fight. You know, like there wasn't like no. There was more just trying to take people's heads off. Like it weren't really. So I don't know. You're talking at 160 world class level opponents. What do you know what I mean? I just don't. I don't know. I don't think that's correct. Personally.
Fair enough. Well, Archie, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you very much for your time, and we look forward to May 23rd, you versus Maxi Hughes, live on the Zone at the Doncaster Stadium. Thank you.
But I appreciate your time. God bless you, mate. Thank you very much.